Yo, what's going on guys? It's Gold and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be going over the recently released Nether Snapshot. It is the 5th of February and the day of release. So we have a lot to get into, so let's get started. If we go down our pathway, our first thing will be things from the Crimson Forest. The Crimson Forest is a new biome in the Nether that adds a lot of new cool things. So up first is Crimson Nylium, which is basically the equivalent of grass in the overworld. Pretty cool, right? Up next is the Crimson Stem, and Crimson Stem would be your log, and it can be used to produce this cool new pinkish plank. So if we got an axe, we can strip it just like all other logs, and that looks really nice. So up next we have the Crimson Fungi, and this fungi is not the equivalent of your overworld mushroom. This is actually gonna be your sapling. So if you see here, if we get some bone meal, this will actually not work on grass, but on the new Crimson Nylium, we can grow it out. And see here, we have spawned ourselves a tree, and this tree consists of the stem we previously saw, netherwort blocks, which were in the game, and weeping vines, which is a new addition, and you can see they grow like that, grow under the block. Okay guys, so up next we have this cool addition, doesn't really add much, but if we get our Nylium and we have our netherrack here, we can actually use bone meal if it's connected to a piece of Nylium. See, it won't work here, but that's infinite Nylium if you have infinite netherrack, which is pretty cool. So here, with these planks, with these planks we can actually create a lot of things, and these are going to use the basic recipes of Minecraft. So you have your fence gate and your fence, your sign, with a cool thing like that, a door, which has a new texture, which is pretty nice, a pressure plate, this looks like the Acacia Tribe door, but it's purple now, the stairs, the strip log, and the slab. Oh, and the button, obviously. So with the Nylium, these things called crimson roots will actually grow, and they don't really do much, but it's a nice addition. So up next is the other forest, and this would be the wart forest. These things are pretty similar. So the Nylium, just like grass, and you know, we got the stem. Oh, look at that, it even glows. I didn't even notice that. You can strip it, no more glowing, and here's a plank. And with some bone meal, we can use it on our warped fungi. And you can see the warped fungi actually have these things called shroom lights. So shroom lights act as glowstone, and it's just a new texture, but they're naturally occurring, and when you break them, they don't produce dust, they just give you the light. And it makes a cool sound. And then up next is all these things. So a new texture for the door, looks like even a new texture for the trapdoor, everything else you got. But you can see there's no vines for these trees. Instead what we have are called nether sprouts. And you can place them anywhere and they look kind of cool. And I think you cannot use bone meal on them, actually. And that's going to sum that part up. So up next is the soul sand update. So with the two forest updates, the Crimson Forest and the Wart Forest, we also have what you would call the Soul Sand Valley. And the Soul Sand Valley will mostly generate soul soil as your ground. And soul soil, not like soul sand, it does not slow you down, which is pretty nice. But you can see soul sand still slows you down. And we'll get to the torches and lanterns later. But if we press this button, and you know, netherrack, this is just your normal orange light, you know? Orange flame. But on the new soul soil, it's a nice blue flame. And this blue flame's pretty epic. So let's see how to craft this cool little torch. So you're going to take the newly found soul soil, and you cannot craft that, with a torch and a piece of coal. With this, you can craft yourself 4 soulfire torches. And these are going to be really nice because soulfire soul fire torches are going to give everyone a new way to play the game. And up next is the lantern. So just like the normal lantern, you're going to put your soul fire torch instead around iron nuggets. And that will give you just one soul fire lantern. So we can see the difference in lightings here. If we go to the nighttime, get ourselves a torch and a lantern. So a torch, see, that's a lot of light. And soul fire torch, not really, but you know, it looks very cool. And I think even better than the normal torch. Lantern, pretty nice. But soul fire torch, just like the soul fire lantern, will not produce much. So yeah, that's basically all for those. It's a nice alternative, if you might say. If we continue down, this is definitely my favorite addition. This is what we have called netherite. And this transforms the whole game. You're not going to hear your friends saying, "Oh my god, I got diamonds." This is better than diamonds. So if you go just like the height of diamonds, it's going to be near that. So if you go to the bottom of the nether, you'll probably find this. But unlike diamonds, and kind of like emerald, it will spawn in very small amounts. So if we go into survival, we can mine this. And you need a diamond tool to mine it. So you just like obsidian, but it mines faster. So ancient debris. And what we can do with these is put them in the smelter. And this, has a normal speed, no difference, but you know, the blast furnace could do you more justice. So we should probably cook up one more, because just to see the effect of the blast furnace, you know, it's going to go much faster. So this will produce us netherite scrap. It will not produce netherite ingot, because this is a really hard resource to get. Okay, so with this scrap, we can we'll get some gold and some more scrap, because this is really hard to get. You're going to need 4 scrap and 4 gold ingots, just like that. And that will get yourself 1 netherite ingot. So we got there. And it's really easy to make, actually. You're going to need any diamond thing. Any of these diamond horse armor will not work, because it's kind of useless. And if we use our pickaxe, we can put in the crafting table and get ourselves a netherite pickaxe. And this is better than diamond, guys. This is revolutionary to the game. So we can use it on any of these, and we don't really need to, because we can actually get some here. So let's go over this. The netherite armor will not give you any more protection, but it will give you armor toughness and knockback resistance. And knockback resistance only applies to this armor now. So if you get hit with a punch bow or anything, you won't get knocked back as much. And then also, this offers more durability. And I can't show you because I do not have just enough items, because this just came out. But yeah, that's all it does. And then, so this is compared to diamond. Is better than diamond. And then comparing the tools, we have the sword. Okay, so on to the tools. So the sword and everything else will give you +1 attack damage. And the tools can mine faster and have longer durability, and also the sword will. So let's get ourselves a sword, and we'll just get ourselves all the tools for the time being. Okay, so I put a slab just so the zombie won't die. But here we have a zombie, and with some crits, that's a 2-hit. And if we compare it to the diamond sword, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, the netherite sword's already better. And then shovel, we'll do a comparison at the end of the video, and I'll put a time marker right here, so you can see that. And see, you can't really notice it now, but in the other one, it will be much better. So let's put our stuff there. And another thing is that this new armor will actually survive you dying in lava or just being thrown in lava. So look at that. The few items that were in the lava are actually floating here. So we can just collect them. And I'll even show you to just make this better. If we get our helmet here, throw it in, you hear those sounds, and it's just floated. It floats, and it doesn't go away, and that's really nice. And then finally, before we go in the Nether, and look at this armor. It's pretty nice looking. Ba ba ba. We have one new mob, and at the time of the snapshot, this does not actually do anything, but it does drop us something. So if we spawn it in, let's just get a glimpse at it. You can see its eyes are very white. It has tusks and floppy ears and a mohawk. So let's kill it with our netherite sword. And it looks like they have a good amount of health. And it'll just drop us one rotten flesh. And that's okay. But now it is time to go into the Nether. So let's go. Okay, so here we are in the Nether. And it looks like we've spawned into our Soul Sand Valley. And we even have some, what looks like a big dead monster died here. So we're on our nice new soul soil. And what's this? A new block. So this is basalt. And basalt, you can't craft it into anything. But it's a really nice looking block. And it has, its dimensions are a little weird. But it's kind of like a piece of wood. Where you can place it, and the ugly part's kind of on the top and bottom, but you can adjust that. And these will spawn in pillars like this throughout the Nether. You can even see ones over here. And let's get on to the next biome. And here we are at our next biome. And this would be one of the forests. More specifically, this is the warp forest. So as you can see, we have roots growing here, and the sprouts, pretty cool. And you can see we have the new shroom light growing in the tree with all of everything here. And it's pretty basic, but that's really all we got. And this will be really nice just to collect new planks and stuff to start building more advanced structures with more colors. And I'll see you in the next biome. And here we go, the third biome, the second forest. And this would be the Crimson Forest. So you can see it's mostly the same. And yes, shroomlights do spawn here. So one quick thing. The old Nether biome, which you can actually still find, is now called the Nether Wasteland, which is pretty nice. And here is this biome. So we have covered basically every biome now. We have the Crimson Forest, the Soul Sand Valley, and the Warp Forest, and also the Nether Wasteland, which I can't seem to find anywhere. Okay guys, so that's basically gonna wrap it up, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So I'm gonna actually have a Let's Play on 1.16 when it drops, and it should be fun to explore these new items. And especially when I get all this new gear. Can't die in lava. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, and before I go, here's the comparisons of the diamond tools versus the netherite tools.